All right, YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Digital, your girl's favorite YouTuber, coming at y'all again with another video for today. And today I'm joined by...
What's up, everyone? It's Mr. Freeman over here. Good to be back.
All right, and so today we're here to talk about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and all the things that we feel like have been impressive and promising, and some of the kind of, I guess, like how we feel about it at the moment as it stands. I know we did a video like this in the past, but I feel like there's other things that we probably need to say for right now before anything else is revealed or confirmed, so that way we can, let y'all know how we feeling about it. So anyways, we're gonna jump right off into it. The first thing that we wanted to talk about was like the new costumes that they had introduced into Xenoverse 2 recently, like a couple weeks back, like a week or two back, I want to say. They had released like some scans or some pictures showing like baby Vegeta and Cell's costumes being able to be used by all the different races and stuff like that. And I feel like that was pretty neat because I didn't think that they would allow like human characters or Saiyans to be able to use such costumes, such as Cell's costumes, since it's an alien or robotic form. I thought that would have been like maybe like reserved for like the alien-esque like characters such as the Frieza race, the Majins, and the Namekians. But I feel like it's pretty cool that they're allowing us to use these types of costumes on our human-esque slash, humans and Saiyans. So that way, it can have a lot of diversity within the stuff as well. And I also like the fact that we can change the colors of the costumes as well, because I think I seen an Arcosian or a Frieza race character, and he had on like Bardock's clothes, like the little, the red wristbands that he had on his arms and his legs. And I think they were purple, based off of the Arcosian's color design and scheme. So I think that they're also allowing us to change the color of the costumes that we get that even belongs to certain Dragon Ball Z characters. And I had, and I think there was a scan as well, another one that was revealed recently, like a couple days back, that had showed a created character going through the creative process or the creation process, and he had like Vegeta's armor on, except it was blue and black this time around, with the created character. And I was like, that's pretty dope. So, Mr. Freeman, how do you feel about, the costumes and, how they're looking and how they're being able to be customized now with Xenoverse 2?
I really think that Xenoverse 2 is heading in the right direction when it comes to adding, creativity when it comes to the costumes. Mm-hmm. So that way everyone isn't going around wearing the same thing, because like with them adding, with you being able to like wear Cell's, body parts, I want to say.
Yeah.
There's no telling what they can add up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, like I said, it adds like a lot more creativity, and hopefully, like I think more than likely you'll be able to change the colors, because, like you said, with like Vegeta's armor, like hopefully you'll be able to change the colors of like those certain things and stuff like that. Right. So like it's really cool that you can pretty much, they're trying to make it versatile in a way that you can pretty much make something into anything you want to, like Cell. Like, a human looking like Cell, like that's something pretty different. So I like the direction that they're trying to make Xenoverse 2 head into. I like how they're being like real creative with like, because like there's like, it's almost as if like there's no limit to what you can do with your character. So I'm really feeling that.
Right. All right. And so then one of the other things that I wanted to say about these costumes is that I had saw that they had a baby Vegeta costume. So like when Baby had went to his final form with Vegeta, not the grade A form, but the second form, when he was when he had, like the full costume.
Super Baby 2.
Yeah, Super Baby 2. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's a nice little addition to, the game that we're able to use that costume. But he better be a fucking playable character within the game. Don't give us no costumes of no characters that's not going to be in the game. If we have the costume of Tapion, I want to see Tapion in the game. Since we do have Baby Vegeta's costume, I want to see Baby Vegeta as a playable character. Not like in Xenoverse 1, because in Xenoverse 1 we had Lord Slug and Turles' costumes, yet they weren't playable characters at all, and they didn't even make an appearance into the game at all. So please don't do that this time around. All right, moving on to the next point. So one of the other things that I had noticed and that had caught my attention with Xenoverse 2 was the fact that Goku Black, and also that the new Trunks was going to be within the game on day one if you pre-ordered it and whatnot. And so one of the main things that intrigued me about this was the fact that, for one, it takes studios and companies or whatever to, a long time to get specific licenses for specific characters, especially if they're brand new characters. Goku Black and this new Trunks that we saw, or that we are seeing as of late in the new Dragon Ball Super show and manga, we've barely just gotten to seeing them like at least a month or two ago. And it's pretty clean and nice that we're actually seeing them within the game, because that can also mean that we can probably see other characters from Dragon Ball Super within the game, meaning that maybe Dimps and Namco Bandai have gotten the licenses, a lot easier than expected to be able to use these characters within the game, because like I said before, it takes time to get these licenses for specific characters to be within the game, especially if they're brand new, such as Hit and the rest of the guys from Dragon Ball Super that have been introduced into Dragon Ball Super that isn't new. So I feel like that's a pretty cool thing, and we may be able to see Hit and the rest of the gang from Universe 6 in the game outside of DLC. You know, maybe they'll be on the game that you have to unlock. You know, you'll have to unlock them, you know, just by doing like story missions or whatever, or buying them from the store or whatever and stuff like that, the in-game store. And so I feel like that's a pretty neat thing to be able to see Dragon Ball Super characters this early within, you know, development, or not a development, but this early due to how far away we still have, you know, before the release date of Xenoverse 2. It's not that far away, but, you know, still got a good, like, what is it, like 2-3 months? So I'm pretty glad that they're all already showing us a couple of Dragon Ball Super characters and stuff like that, because that means that maybe we'll see Hit and the rest of the gang outside of the season pass, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a season pass with at least 3 DLC packs minimum. And if the Universe 6 characters isn't a part of that, that'll be even better, because then that'll give us more options for DLC and probably more characters that we can see that we don't even expect to be in the game. So, Mr. Freeman, how do you feel about, you know, these Dragon Ball Super characters making an appearance early?
I'm actually glad that they're really trying to implement Dragon Ball Super, because like they know that Dragon Ball Super like wasn't even on air when Xenoverse 2 like started being made. Yeah. But I'm actually glad that they're trying to implement it, since, you know, they're having future Trunks and Black Goku, like, you know, in like as a pre-order bonus. Now, hopefully they do have missions in the future to where like you can actually unlock them characters later on, because like someone like me, for example, I'm not getting Xenoverse 2 as soon as it comes out. I've said this plenty of times before, and I'm sticking by it. I'm gonna go ahead and wait. So hopefully, you know, people that don't get the game immediately can unlock those characters later on. And there's a lot of potential when it comes to Dragon Ball Super and Xenoverse 2. Hopefully, like, you know, maybe it could possibly be some story missions or some DLC quests, stuff like that. And then, you know, hopefully we will be able to unlock more characters like Hit and Cabba and stuff like that, because Cabba is going to be my main as soon as I get him. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not playing. So, yeah. So I just really like, you know, what they're doing, like, you know, with Dragon Ball Super, and it looks like they're headed into the right direction with that as well, trying to implement those characters, because like I was shocked when I first saw it, like Black Goku and Future Trunks already, like that was fast. And like them episodes of them being shown like just came out like a couple weeks ago, I want to say. So I'm glad that they're doing that. Right.
All right, cool. So then, you know, I mean, maybe like, here's the thing, like I said before, it takes companies specific, like sometimes a lot of time before they can get the licenses to be able to use specific characters to dub within the game, or even to just use within the game. And here's the thing, like, I don't know if there's a specific catch with Goku Black and Trunks, because of the simple fact that they're Goku and Trunks. Now, the thing is that with them both being Goku or a variation of Goku and Trunks, it probably didn't take them that long to get the licenses, since it's just basically Goku with another costume, and also the same for Trunks. So I don't know if the licenses were easy to come by because of the simple fact that Trunks and Goku are already easily licensed characters to get a hold of for Dragon Ball Z games nowadays, or if, you know, they just had the sheer look of being able to get them that early. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, like, don't take our word by saying that, you know, Hit and the guys from Universe 6 and Dragon Ball Super will be in the game outside of DLC. Don't take our word for that. Just take that with a grain of salt. We're just saying that maybe that's a possibility, because of the simple fact that we have certain Dragon Ball Super unique characters such as Goku Black and the new Trunks. But the only reason they probably are getting in there this early is because of the simple fact that they may be another variation of Goku and Trunks, and they're not that hard to get a license on, because I'm pretty sure that, you know, with Goku and Trunks being used as many times as they have been used within Dragon Ball Z games, it probably doesn't take that long for companies to get licenses to be able to use them within games. I don't know how that works that well, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, that's probably the case, but I don't know. I'm not saying that it is most definitely, but just take it with a grain of salt that, you know, Hit and the other guys may be in the game as unlockable characters. We'll just have to wait and see until the game comes out. And so that moves us on to the next point, transformations for the other races. So one of the nice things that I had saw was that, you know, and I'm pretty sure the rest of you have as well, was that all the other races will be getting transformations this time around. So, you know, the Majins, they'll be able to transform into Kid Buu. Now, I don't know if the females will, but I've seen a video where a male Majin was able to do so. And also the Arcosians or the Frieza race characters will be able to have a golden form just like Frieza. And so I like this thing. I like this whole transformation thing because it adds uniqueness to each race, and it kind of gives people more of a want, I would feel like, to be able to use any, like, to all the other races. So you probably won't just be sticking with one race. You know, so like if I got a Saiyan, I can go Super Saiyan. Oh, but wait, the Majins can go Kid Buu. So that'll be pretty interesting to see how that turns out. And I'm pretty sure it'll add a lot of diversity within the online, especially with all these other races being able to have transformations. Now, we still haven't heard anything about the humans or the Namekians, but I'm pretty sure they may be able to get something along the lines in the future. Now, one of the only problems that I have with these transformations is the Majins, and that's the fact that, you know, I seen that this one Majin was customized and everything. He had like on his like specific costume and whatever, you know, whatever he wanted to throw on. But when he transformed into his Kid Buu version, he was basically a blue Kid Buu. Like just imagine Kid Buu and the pink is all blue. That's it. And so I was hoping that maybe in the future, whenever we get the game, hopefully we can modify that, like maybe so like where we can customize our transformations. So that way, like, let's say, okay, I'm in my character creation screen and I'm customizing my Majin. Then later on in the future, you know, we can customize how our transformation will look once we transform into it. So let's say, okay, my Majin that I start out with, which is the fat one, let's say he starts out with some blue and black clothes, but then when I transform into Kid Buu, based off of what I did with my customization, his suit transforms into something like different, like a red and white suit or something like that. You know, add more variety to the transformations, because if that's the case, you're gonna have a lot of Kid Buus running around. And then what if somebody wants to keep to the default color? They're just gonna look like another Kid Buu, you know? It looks real generic. And so hopefully they'll, you know, you can add a customization feature to the transformations. Now, the Golden Frieza for the Frieza race characters, that's okay. You know, they don't really wear clothes like that, pause, but you know, it is what it is. And so, Mr. Freeman, how do you feel about the transformations and stuff?
I really feel like that, like, the transformations are really cool. Like, they're actually like trying to add, you know, detail into, you know, the created characters. Like, you know what I'm saying? First of all, like the golden transformation for the Frieza race, I think that was lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can actually, like, the key blast change, and you can actually see that they got faster when they transformed. I really like that.
Right.
And, you know, I like how, you know, they went ahead and added the Super Saiyan 3 for the Saiyans, you know what I'm saying? And for the Majins, you know, I really do think, like, hopefully we will be able to do something to modify the Kid Buu transformation. Like, I think it's cool that the Majins have their transformation, but it's like another Kid Buu. So, like, really, like, you're just using Kid Buu. That's the only thing. Like, that, like, in that video, that Kid Buu looked the exact same as the normal Kid Buu that we know from Dragon Ball. He was just blue. That's it. So hopefully, like, we'll be able to do, like, you know, something to, you know, tweak them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make them stand out from the original. So that way, like, it's still maybe it's still the Kid Buu form, but, you know, they could fight different in a way or something like that. You know, just modify it in any way. Otherwise, I like what they're doing with the transformations. I think that's cool. And, you know, maybe we'll see what they're doing for the humans and the Namekians. More than likely, the humans are going to have potential unleashed, you know, like they did on Xenoverse 1, more than likely. But I want to see what they're going to do with the Namekians, though.
You're right.
They're going to have, like, some super Namekian form. Not saying, like, giant stuff like that, but I'm talking about some, like, fusion with Nail, like Piccolo did, or fusion with Kami, or like some super form for the Namekians or something like that. So that way, you know, they can keep up too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
maybe like they can get like a super Namekian form, but it can be like okay, so you know the Namekians are pretty much slim on base, but they they can have a super Namekian transformation and become like big and swole like Slug is in the game.
Yeah, like something like Slug.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. But otherwise, I do like what they're doing when it comes to the transformations. I can't wait. Yeah, I just can't wait to find out more information about this game. Period, because it's looking good. I will say that it's looking good. I just can't wait to see what's good with this online gameplay, though. But otherwise, Xenoverse 2 is looking good, and I'm ready for that beta.
Right.
Bring that out like now.
Oh yeah, and just so you guys didn't know, on a little side note, there is an open beta that's supposed to be coming out within the next coming weeks. So hopefully we'll be able to find out when. As it states right now, we don't have a definite date, but we should be getting it real soon. So there is no worries about that, but because we will be getting it. Hopefully it's not like, hopefully it's not like a couple of weeks before the game comes out. Let's make it at least like a month, at least.
Exactly. So that way, like, you know, like a month before, like they'll be able to like, let's say if there's any problems with the beta, like the fans could say something, you know, put it on YouTube and stuff like that to reach out to Namco Bandai, and they could fix it before the game comes out. Right. So hopefully they release it like
now type shit.
Yesterday.
Because I honestly want to play it. I want to see what it's about.
Right. Because Xenoverse 2 is looking real interesting, and we do want to get into that. So, just so you guys know, to say again, there is an open beta coming out real soon. So be on the lookout for that. We'll keep you updated and posted about that as well as the days go by. So moving on to the next points. The next points that we had was about the the scans that I had uploaded the other day, like 2 days ago. I want to say 2-3 days ago, and it was about the like the new features and stuff, such as like they said that at the end of the game, once you beat it, you can go back and change certain like historical things. So like you'll play through the story, and maybe future Gohan will live, but then towards the end, or whatever, you will have to let him die again in order to set the timeline straight. But I think they say like once you beat the game, you can go back and let future Gohan stay alive and then see how history unfolds. Now, I don't know how deep they're going to go with that, but that's what sources have said about Xenoverse 2 story. So I don't know too much about that, but it is what it is. And hopefully, it's more deep than what it sounds like. Hopefully. I mean, if it isn't, it's fine. It's a Dragon Ball Z game. I don't expect too much out of the story. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for that one. Also, the scan had also confirmed that you had race specific quests and also baking for other Majins. So to get on this little one right now, the baking for other Majins, like all of the scans showed was like you were showed like a Majin and he was cooking food for other Majins. Now I don't know if that's just like a little some that's just to be interactable with, but I mean, it doesn't sound like much. And the thing that I like the most about this is the race specific quest, because that means that hopefully we get to see specific moves only certified for certain races. Like maybe like Angry Shout. So let's say I got a Majin, right? And let's say I got a group of people with me. So let's say you can only have 3 people on your team. So like including you, so you and your 2 teammates. Let's say I'm a Majin and I got 2 humans with me. But this mission that we are trying to do together is only for Majins. So you'll probably have to ditch your team and do this mission for yourself. Now, the only thing that I can see coming out of these types of missions where they're race specific is like you can only get a move for this specific race, and only this specific race can have this move, such as the Majin Kamehameha, because the Majins are the only people who can get that. And so I was thinking like maybe they'll have other specific moves. So let's say I'm using a Majin, right? And I'm trying to get the specific move from this race specified quest, which is only usable for Majins or only accessible by Majins. Let it be something like, the Angry Shout, escapable move, because not everybody should be having that fucking move. That should be only for Majins.
Exactly.
And, just various other things like, excuse me, let's say the boss of this mission is Piccolo and I'm a Namekian. Okay, the whole objective is to get something like Special Beam Cannon, which will only be usable by Namekians. I'm not saying that it should be, I'm not saying that it will, but just to give you an idea. And that's the only thing that I can see coming out of these missions is basically like specific moves that are retied to that race and also clothes maybe. And so, because we all know that Xenoverse 1 had clothes that were only specified for specific races. And so that's the only thing that I can see coming out of these missions that are specified for only specific races is, clothes and super moves and stuff like that. But I can't wait to see what they do with it. Like I want to see exactly what we can achieve and what we can earn from these race specified missions. So Mr. Freeman, how do you feel about these race specified missions and the whole, change in the story and stuff like that?
I honestly think, it's cool. It's different. Mm-hmm. Because it's way different from Xenoverse 1, and because they did say that they want us to keep playing Xenoverse 2 for a long time. Yeah. And adding something like this, I really think, and then you have more than one race, so it'd be cool to actually explore the specific missions that each race has. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I really don't have anything else to say about that. I just think that's something new, and I do actually kind of like that.
Right. So how do you feel about them changing the history? Like you being able to change the outcomes of history once you go back and play the game again?
Man, because it's in a way it's making it sound difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's right. Do I want to change it for the to help myself, or do I want to keep it as it is to keep the timeline going? Right. Because personally, me, I keep the timeline going, but it's Trunks is looking like he's about to face a situation where does he want to keep future Gohan alive, or
in the scan,
does he want him to go ahead and die so the timeline can stay the same? Right. Know what I'm saying? So really, I like how they doing that, and I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out, because that's going to be different. like add
true.
like twists to the story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking of too when I saw that scan. Like, cause like it did show like the Time Patroller, then it showed him in between Trunks and future Gohan, and I feel like the situation was like, okay, the Supreme Time told Trunks the business, you know, okay, you're gonna have to let future Gohan die again in order for the timeline to get fixed, but it's kind of hard for Trunks to swallow that pill because it's like, damn, I already lost him for one time, I don't want to lose him again. I thought I already came back and, you know, saved him probably or whatever, and it's kind of, and I feel that that's kind of, it's not deep, but it's kind of, it gets you submerged into the story a little bit more than, you know, usual, because like the story mode for Dragon Ball Z games has been the same, and I feel like with this type of change it's going to get us a little bit more deep or like more focused and into the story than what we had before.
You're thinking like, damn, like,
yeah,
like, do I really want to do this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like that feeling.
Yeah, true that. So I feel like that's a good little thing that they're doing as well. And so yeah, that pretty much sums that up. And moving on to the last little point, you know, they had just confirmed that Time Breaker Bardock was going to be in the game as a playable character. And so this is probably one of the biggest pieces of news that they could have ever given us for Xenoverse 2 so far. And the reason I say this is because if you guys didn't know, Time Breaker Bardock was a character that was in Dragon Ball Heroes only. And Dragon Ball Heroes has a thing or shtick of itself, you know, bringing in specific characters that never really existed in the Dragon Ball Z timeline, but they're just like probably characters that people have always wanted to see, and they have done so, you know, with Dragon Ball Heroes. Dimps has done so with Dragon Ball Heroes by bringing them to life. So I feel like with Time Breaker Bardock being in the game, we could also see other Dragon Ball Heroes characters that are like very original, such as like Adult Gotenks, Super Saiyan 3 Sword Trunks,
exactly.
Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Trunks.
That's
you know
Super 17 that absorbed Android 18.
Exactly. Yeah, and he fused. Yeah. Super, what's 18 plus 17? Super 25, whatever.
Yeah, to be honest.
Like that, I feel like with Time Breaker Bardock being an addition into the game, that opens up a brand new avenue for us to get other Dragon Ball Heroes characters that wasn't in the game.
What they do with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like Dragon Ball Heroes, it's like, it's mainly fan service, but at the same time, it's like, look at all the things that they've done. They set up and created a Super Saiyan 3 Teen Gohan, Majin Janemba, Majin Slug, like what?
Right.
So there's no telling what they can do with that.
Exactly. It's like infinite possibilities now. And it's also a possibility of it being able to happen because Dimps, the same creators of Xenoverse 2, also made those Dragon Ball Heroes characters in missions. So, I mean, in games. So they can dig into those resources and also bring those characters over like they did with Time Breaker Bardock. So maybe the DLCs that we'll probably be receiving after the launch of Xenoverse 2 will probably be DLC packs with Dragon Ball Heroes characters. At least one of them will be. I'm not saying that all three of them will be, but more than likely we'll probably see at least one DLC pack with Dragon Ball Heroes characters. And I hope that maybe, hint Dimps and Namco Bandai, I hope that maybe one day that, you know, Namco Bandai and Dimps will probably release a poll asking us, okay, so what type of Dragon Ball Heroes characters do you want to see? You know, have a list. Do you want to see Adult Gotenks? Do you want to see Super Saiyan 4 Gohan? Super Saiyan 4 Future Trunks? Super Saiyan 3 Teen Gohan? Like, I think that'll be real interesting. It'll spice up the game a whole lot more. And it'll probably like just be like stupid fucking good, like cold. Like, I don't even know what to say else, but I feel like that'll be a hell of a great addition to the game, especially since you already have Dragon Ball Heroes characters within the game anyway, Toa and Demigra and Mira. So I feel like that's already a given.
Like, come on now, Time Breaker Vegeta. Like,
right.
There's no telling what they can do. Like, it's endless possibilities when it comes to Dragon Ball Heroes, because look at what they're doing.
Right.
It's crazy.
Oh, also, and also for some of you fanboys out there, hey, Super Saiyan 4 Broly. I know y'all gonna love that.
You know what? That just popped up in my head. Yes. They gonna push for that too. Watch.
Boy.
Super Saiyan 4 Broly, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Broly into the game. Yeah, they will. Like I said, endless possibilities.
Right. And also, we may be able to see Time Breaker Bardock with his transformation, because if you guys didn't know, in Dragon Ball Heroes,
Super Saiyan 3. Yeah.
Exactly. When Bardock got freed from his time control, which I'm pretty sure is gonna happen in Xenoverse 2, he went Super Saiyan 3 automatically after he found out that Mira was controlling him, and he automatically went Super Saiyan 3. So maybe his transformation in the game, maybe it's Super Saiyan 3 this time. Bardock been that nigga since Xenoverse 1.
Exactly.
Xenoverse 1, he got his Super Saiyan 1 form. Now he probably finna get his Super Saiyan 3. What?
And now with the Super Saiyan 3, you know, the Saiyan created characters being able to go Super Saiyan 3.
Hey.
You never.
Hey,
You
Bardock,
never know.
Bardock on triple OG status. He bringing
Exactly.
us.
Go
He
ahead
probably
and go Super Saiyan 3 real quick. Pop,
Right.
pop Mirror real quick, and then Mirror super form of the See,
there it is.
possibilities. See.
I mean, hey man, Bardock is OG triple status, man. He gonna probably bring in other Dragon Ball Heroes characters that y'all may have wanted to be seeing since like day one.
Exactly.
So,
he over here going Super Saiyan 3, and then all of a sudden everybody else show up out the blue. Like, man,
you know what I'm saying?
You never know.
And I feel like this is a good thing for them to introduce Time Breaker Bardock because it does that. You know, you see how me and Mr. Freeman just went almost on a tangent about what characters we could possibly see and how good this game could be if they do introduce other Dragon Ball Heroes characters. Hint, hint, Dimps, Namco Bandai. So hopefully y'all do take that into account, what we just said and what probably other people have been thinking, you know, bringing in other Dragon Ball Heroes characters, especially since Dimps, you do have resources within that field or within that game or series or whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, that's just been about it for the whole topics that we had on hand. Mr. Freeman, was there anything that you wanted to tackle before we ended the video?
Well, it probably won't make much of a difference. But one thing that I do have to say is like, I wonder if some of the characters are gonna play different. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if Goku is gonna play different from Black Goku. Yeah. I wonder if Time Breaker Bardock is gonna play different from regular Bardock, even though there's a good chance of him not going to. I just wonder, like, if they do add, you know, the different characters from like Dragon Ball Heroes and all that. Like, I wonder, like, are they gonna play
different from their, you know, their original counterparts?
Yes. Yeah. Like, is adult Gotenks gonna play different from Kid Gotenks, which in my opinion he should, but yeah, that's all I had to wonder, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, with Xenoverse 2 is looking good right now, and it looks like we will be able to play it for a long time if that online connection is great and flawless, and that's it. Hopefully it is, and then I will be playing Xenoverse 2 for a long time, but otherwise it's looking good, and I can't wait to find out more information about it.
All right, people, there you have it. These have been the little points that we wanted to address with Xenoverse 2 so far, and it's been looking good so far, and I just hope it keeps on down that same little trail. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed this, and also don't forget to comment, subscribe, and also share the video if you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, we'll catch you in the future to talk about other Xenoverse 2 videos, and when Xenoverse 2 comes out, I bet y'all can expect to see them gameplay videos of us throwing the hands.
Y'all already know.
Matter of fact, you may be able to see it sooner because of the network test. But yeah, so anyways, people, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.